Before time, before existence as we know it, there was nothing. A void of unimaginable emptiness, silent and still. This was not a place of darkness, for darkness itself did not exist. There was only the infinite, unknowable nothing. Then, in a surge of unimaginable power, light was born. It exploded outward, shattering the silence, banishing the void. This was the first act of creation, the birth of the universe. Stars ignited, galaxies swirled into being, and the cosmos bloomed with the fire of nascent life. With the birth of light, the very fabric of existence shifted. For within the brilliance, a new concept emerged, shadow. Where light touched, darkness recoiled, defining the edges, shaping the forms. It was the inevitable counterpoint, the yin to the yang, existing only in relation to its opposite. From the void, duality was born, the eternal dance of light and darkness forever intertwined. This duality was not inherently good or evil, it was simply the fundamental nature of existence. Light in its brilliance held the potential for creation, for life, for warmth, but it also held the potential for blinding heat, for scorching destruction. Darkness, in its stillness, offered rest, peace, the fertile ground from which life could sprout. Yet it also hinted at the unknown, the cold abyss, the fear of oblivion. This paradox lay at the heart of creation. It was a universe of balance, where opposing forces coexisted, each essential to the other. One could not exist without the other. They were two sides of the same coin, forever bound together. This delicate balance, this interplay of light and shadow, would become the stage upon which the eternal drama would unfold. Into this universe, teeming with potential, a new force was introduced, consciousness. It was a spark, ignited within the vastness, capable of perceiving the duality, of understanding the interplay of light and darkness. This consciousness, unlike the forces that birthed it, was granted a unique gift: free will, the power to choose. This gift, this ability to choose, was the catalyst that would set the eternal struggle in motion. For with choice came the potential for harmony, for creation, for love. But it also opened the door to discord, to destruction, to hate. The universe, once a stage of silent duality, was now poised on the brink of a conflict that would echo through eternity. The eternal struggle between good and evil, light and darkness, was about to begin. Among the first beings to emerge in this newly formed universe were the angels. Pure beings of light, they were extensions of creation's first fire, imbued with unimaginable power and wisdom. They were the architects of the cosmos, shaping galaxies, igniting stars, and setting the celestial dance in motion. And among them, none shone brighter than Lucifer, the morning star. Lucifer was the pinnacle of God's creation, the most beloved, the most trusted. He was the embodiment of light, of knowledge, of divine will. He moved through the cosmos with a grace and power unmatched by any other. His very presence a symphony of creation. His brilliance illuminated the heavens. His wisdom guided the nascent universe, and his love for the Creator knew no bounds. But within Lucifer's heart, a subtle shift began to occur. It started as a flicker, a whisper of discontent amidst the celestial choir. Perhaps it was the very perfection of his being, the unquestioning obedience that defined his existence. Or perhaps it was the boundless freedom granted by his own vast power, the intoxicating potential to shape creation according to his own will. Whatever the cause, a seed of pride began to take root within him. He looked upon his own brilliance, his own power, and saw a reflection of the divine. And in that reflection, a dangerous thought took shape. Could I not also create? Could I not also rule? The harmony within him, the perfect balance of light, began to waver. A darkness, subtle yet insidious, seeped into the cracks of his being. The shift in Lucifer did not go unnoticed. The other angels, beings of pure empathy and light, sensed the discord within their brother. They pleaded with him, reminding him of the love of the Creator, of the perfect order of the cosmos. But their words fell on deaf ears. Lucifer, blinded by his own pride, saw only their concern as envy, their pleas as a challenge to his growing ambition. The tension reached a breaking point. Lucifer, consumed by his desire for autonomy, his heart ablaze with rebellion, challenged the very order he had once upheld. He rallied others to his cause, promising them freedom, power, the chance to shape their own destinies. And so began the first war in heaven, a clash of light and shadow, of loyalty and rebellion that would forever alter the fate of creation. In the aftermath of celestial rebellion, a profound silence fell upon the cosmos. The echoes of angelic war faded, leaving behind a universe forever marked by the scars of conflict. Yet amidst the remnants of this cosmic struggle, the Creator yearned to rekindle the flame of pure creation, to breathe life into a world untouched by the shadow of defiance. And so, within the vast expanse of the universe, a world was formed. A world bathed in the warmth of a nurturing sun, where vibrant oceans teemed with life, and verdant continents beckoned with the promise of untold wonders. This was Earth, a sanctuary of innocence, a canvas upon which a new chapter in the eternal story was about to be painted. At the heart of this world, nestled within a tapestry of vibrant flora and fauna, lay the Garden of Eden. It was a place of unimaginable beauty, where trees bore fruit of every kind and the air hummed with the symphony of nature's orchestra. From the rich soil of Eden, the Creator molded a new being. Not an angel, radiant and fierce, but something different, something entirely new. Using the dust of the earth, he shaped a form, imbued it with the essence of life, and breathed into it a soul. And so Adam, the first human, came into being. Adam, formed in the image of his Creator, possessed an intellect capable of wonder, a heart capable of love, and a spirit yearning for connection. He walked through the garden, marveling at the intricacies of creation, delighting in the symphony of senses that washed over him. Yet there was a solitude within him, a longing for companionship, for another soul to share in the wonders of this newfound existence. Recognizing this yearning, the Creator, in his infinite compassion, drew a rib from Adam's side and fashioned from it another being. Eve, with her grace, her intuition, her capacity for nurturing, emerged as a perfect complement to Adam. Adam and Eve, bound by a love as pure and natural as the air they breathed, roamed the garden as one. They delighted in the Creator's presence, their days filled with laughter, discovery, and the unadulterated joy of existence. Their world was one of innocence, devoid of malice or deceit, their lives governed by a simple covenant to care for the garden and to refrain from eating the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Unbeknownst to them, a shadow lurked on the periphery of their paradise. The fallen angel, cast down from the heavens, had found his way to this nascent world. He observed the couple, his heart ablaze with a venomous blend of envy and resentment. He saw their innocence, their uncorrupted love, and in it he recognized his own eternal loss. He would not have it. He would not allow their light to shine while he remained shrouded in darkness, and so he devised a plan. The serpent, cunning and beguiling, slithered through the undergrowth, its scales shimmering with an unnatural iridescence. It sought out Eve, its voice a silken whisper promising forbidden knowledge, its eyes reflecting a cunning intelligence that belied its serpentine form. "Did God truly say that you shall not eat of every tree of the garden?" It hissed, its words laced with a subtle venom that sowed the first seeds of doubt in Eve's heart. Eve, initially wary, found herself drawn to the serpent's words. The creature, sensing her vulnerability, spun tales of hidden truths, of power residing within the forbidden fruit, of a wisdom that would elevate them beyond their current state. It played upon her innate curiosity, her desire for understanding, whispering that God, in his restriction, was withholding something precious, something that rightfully belonged to them. The seed of doubt, planted in the fertile ground of Eve's innocence, began to take root. The serpent's words wormed their way into Eve's thoughts, burrowing deep into her heart. It spoke of a world beyond the garden, a world of vast knowledge and hidden wonders, a world where she and Adam could be as gods themselves. It painted a tantalizing picture, one that shimmered with the allure of the unknown. Eve, her gaze drawn to the forbidden fruit, felt the weight of curiosity pressing down on her. She had always trusted the Creator implicitly, her heart filled with love and gratitude for the paradise he had gifted them. But the serpent's words had awakened a new sensation within her, a yearning for something more, a thirst for knowledge that extended beyond the boundaries of their Eden. The fruit, once forbidden and unremarkable, now pulsed with an irresistible attraction. Eve, torn between her innate obedience and the seductive whispers of the serpent, found herself standing at a crossroads. On one side lay the familiar comfort of Eden, the unwavering love of the Creator and the innocence of their existence. On the other side, shrouded in shadow and uncertainty, lay the promise of forbidden knowledge, the intoxicating allure of self-determination. With a trembling hand, she reached out and plucked the fruit from the tree of knowledge. The moment the fruit tore away from the branch, a chill wind swept through the garden, rustling the leaves and sending a shiver down her spine. The world, once bathed in the warmth of the Creator's love, seemed to dim, the colors losing their vibrancy. She had made her choice. Eve, the forbidden fruit heavy in her hand, approached Adam. He looked up at her, his brow furrowed with concern. He saw the change in her eyes, the flicker of guilt and apprehension that now danced within them. When she offered him the fruit, his first instinct was to refuse, to remind her of the Creator's command. But as he looked at Eve, his heart filled with love for her, he saw the depth of her desire, the conviction behind her choice. And so he too partook of the forbidden fruit, sealing their fate. In that moment, the veil of innocence was lifted. They saw themselves, their nakedness, with new eyes, and a wave of shame washed over them. They had tasted of the tree of knowledge, and the world, once a tapestry of wonder and delight, now revealed its harsher truths. The consequences of their actions were swift and absolute. The Creator, his heart heavy with sorrow, confronted them, his voice echoing with a disappointment that pierced their very souls. He banished them from the Garden of Eden, the gates slamming shut behind them, severing their physical and spiritual connection to paradise. Cast out into the harsh wilderness, Adam and Eve faced a world now tainted by their choice. The serpent's promise of godhood proved to be a cruel deception. They were burdened with the knowledge of good and evil, their lives forever shadowed by the consequences of their actions. The fall had come, bringing with it pain, suffering, and the knowledge that the path back to the Creator's grace would be long and arduous. Expelled from the sanctuary of Eden, Adam and Eve found themselves adrift in a world vastly different from the paradise they had known. The warmth of the Creator's presence, once a comforting constant, now felt distant, veiled by their transgression. The echoes of paradise haunted their every step, a painful reminder of what they had lost. Yet even in their exile, the spark of the divine remained, flickering within their souls. The gift of free will, so tragically exercised, was not revoked. They were free to make their own way in this new, untamed world, to carve out a life amidst the thorns and thistles that now marked their existence. They bore children, populating the earth with descendants who inherited the legacy of their choice. The knowledge of good and evil, once a forbidden fruit, was now woven into the very fabric of their being, passed down through generations. With each new life, the echoes of Eden faded a little more, replaced by the immediacy of survival, the struggle for sustenance, and the ever-present knowledge of their separation from the divine. The serpent, its purpose achieved, slunk back into the shadows, its venomous influence seeping into the world beyond the garden. It had tasted victory in Eden, had witnessed the intoxicating power of temptation, and it craved more. It recognized the potential within humanity, the inherent vulnerability that stemmed from their newfound awareness, their capacity for both great love and unimaginable darkness. And so it began to weave its tapestry of temptation. Its threads spun from the very essence of human desire. It whispered promises of power and wealth, fueled the flames of envy and greed, and exploited the vulnerability of the human heart. It reveled in the chaos it engendered, delighting in the spectacle of humanity wrestling with its own darker impulses. It became the master of disguise, a deceiver lurking in the shadows, whispering doubts and planting seeds of discord wherever it went. Humanity, burdened by the legacy of the fall, grappled with its newfound freedom. Each generation faced its own trials, its own tests of morality and resilience. The choice between good and evil, once a stark and singular event in the Garden of Eden, became an ongoing struggle, a daily wrestling match with the whispers of temptation that echoed in their hearts. There were those who succumbed to the serpent's allure, their lives consumed by greed, envy, and the pursuit of power. They waged wars, exploited the weak, and spread misery in their wake, their actions a testament to the depths of human darkness. Yet, even in the face of such despair, there were glimmers of hope. There were those who clung to the fading memory of Eden, who sought solace in the Creator's love, and who strove to live lives defined by compassion, generosity, and love. The battle for the human soul was not confined to grand gestures or epic confrontations. It played out in the quiet moments, in the choices made when no one was watching, in the internal struggle between selfishness and empathy, a kind word offered to a stranger, a hand extended in forgiveness, a moment of selflessness in the face of adversity. These were the battlefields upon which the eternal struggle raged. And through it all, the Creator watched. He saw the darkness that threatened to consume his creation, felt the pain of their separation, and yearned for their return. But he also witnessed their capacity for love, their moments of grace, their resilience in the face of suffering. He saw the potential within them, the spark of divinity that no amount of darkness could extinguish. And so he waited patiently and lovingly, offering guidance and forgiveness, his presence a beacon of hope in a world teetering on the precipice of chaos. The nature of evil is a question that has plagued humanity since its inception. Is it an external force, a malevolent entity, lurking in the shadows, waiting to ensnare unsuspecting souls? Or is it something more insidious, something woven into the very fabric of our being, a darkness that resides within the heart of man? The serpent, in its cunning, understood this duality. It knew that true power lay not in brute force, but in seduction, in exploiting the vulnerabilities that resided within the human heart. It whispered promises of fulfillment, of gratification, of power and control, playing upon the deepest desires and fears that lurked beneath the surface. Within the heart of man, evil, the serpent knew, was not something that could be imposed. It had to be invited, nurtured, allowed to take root within the fertile ground of human weakness. It thrived on envy, on greed, on the insatiable hunger for more. It festered in the shadows of resentment, in the bitterness of unfulfilled desires, in the festering wounds of pride. Every act of cruelty, every selfish deed, every betrayal of trust added fuel to the fire of darkness that burned within the human soul. It spread like a contagion, infecting not only the perpetrator, but also those who bore witness to its destructive power. The knowledge gained from the Tree of Knowledge, the very knowledge that separated humanity from the beasts of the field, was a double-edged sword. It brought with it the capacity for reason, for compassion, for love that transcended instinct. But it also opened the door to a profound understanding of one's own mortality, to the fear of the unknown, to the seductive allure of power. Humanity, now aware of its own mortality, grappled with the weight of its existence. It sought meaning in a world that often seemed chaotic and unjust. It craved control, both over its own destiny and over the forces that shaped its world. The serpent, ever the deceiver, whispered that true freedom lay in seizing control, in bending the world to one's will. It promised that power, wealth, and indulgence were the keys to happiness, that the pursuit of self-interest was the natural order of things. It painted a seductive picture of a world where morality was a quaint notion, where the strong ruled the weak, and where the ends always justified the means. And so humanity, seduced by the serpent's whispers, chased after the illusion of control. It built empires on the backs of the oppressed, waged wars for territory and resources, and sacrificed its principles on the altar of ambition. It sought solace in material possessions, in fleeting pleasures, in the validation of others, all the while neglecting the garden within, allowing the seeds of darkness to take root and flourish. Despite the pervasive shadow of the serpent's influence, the Creator never abandoned his creation. He saw the struggle within their hearts, the constant battle between the allure of darkness and the yearning for light. He knew that the path back to him would be arduous, fraught with missteps and setbacks. But he never lost faith in the potential for redemption that lay dormant within each soul. Even in the darkest of times, when humanity seemed poised to succumb entirely to the serpent's whispers, a flicker of hope remained. Acts of kindness, moments of selflessness, whispers of love in the face of hate. These flickers, seemingly insignificant in the grand scheme of things, served as beacons of light, piercing the darkness and reminding the Creator of the inherent goodness that resided within his creation. He saw a child sharing a meager meal with a beggar, a stranger risking their own safety to protect another, an enemy offering forgiveness instead of vengeance. These acts born not of obligation but of a genuine compassion that defied the serpent's logic, filled him with a profound and abiding hope. These acts of grace, often unseen and uncelebrated, had a power that belied their simplicity. They rippled outwards like stones cast upon the surface of a still pond. Their effects felt far beyond the immediate act. A single act of kindness had the power to inspire countless others, to awaken dormant seeds of compassion in the hearts of those who had long since surrendered to the darkness. A kind word spoken in a moment of despair could stay with someone for a lifetime, becoming a source of strength in their own struggles. A selfless act of generosity could inspire a chain reaction of giving, transforming communities and reminding individuals of the interconnectedness of all beings. These ripples of grace, seemingly insignificant on their own, had the power to shift the balance, to tip the scales in favor of light, reminding humanity that even in the darkest of nights, dawn would eventually come. The Creator, ever present but never intrusive, worked tirelessly to nurture these seeds of redemption. He spoke to humanity in whispers, in the stillness of their hearts, in the quiet moments of reflection that punctuated their chaotic lives. He reminded them of their inherent worth, of the love that he held for them, a love that transcended their mistakes, their failings, their moments of darkness. He sent them messengers, individuals who embodied the very qualities of love, compassion, and forgiveness that he wished to see reflected in his creation. These individuals, often humble and unassuming, walked among their fellow humans, offering guidance, healing, and a glimpse of the divine potential that lay dormant within them. They taught through example, demonstrating the transformative power of forgiveness, the strength found in humility, and the enduring nature of love in a world that often seemed determined to extinguish its flame. The Creator's hand, though unseen, was always present, guiding, protecting, offering solace and support. He lifted the fallen, offered hope to the despairing, and whispered words of encouragement to those who struggled to find their way back to the light. He worked through individuals, through communities, through the very fabric of creation itself, subtly influencing events, orchestrating encounters, and creating opportunities for redemption and growth. He never forced his will upon his creation, for he understood that true growth, true redemption, had to come from within. He offered guidance, not coercion. He offered love, not judgment. He offered a path back to the light, but it was up to each individual to choose whether or not to take that first step. And so the eternal struggle raged on, a delicate dance between darkness and light, a testament to the enduring power of free will and the boundless capacity for both love and redemption that resided within the heart of humanity. The eternal struggle, a tapestry woven from threads of light and darkness, love and hate, good and evil, From the moment of creation, these opposing forces have coexisted, locked in an intricate dance that defines the very essence of existence. Humanity, caught in the cross-currents of this cosmic ballet, navigates a world painted in shades of grey where the line between right and wrong can blur, and the consequences of choice echo through eternity. God, the architect of creation, watches with unwavering love and compassion, his presence a beacon of hope in the darkest of times. He offers guidance, forgiveness, and a path towards redemption, but he never forces his will upon his creation. He understands that true growth comes from within, from the choices made and the lessons learned along the arduous journey of life. The devil, forever bound by the consequences of his rebellion, seeks to lure humanity into the shadows, whispering doubts, fanning the flames of discord, and preying on the vulnerabilities that reside within the human heart. He offers the illusion of power, the seduction of instant gratification, and the allure of a world where self-interest reigns supreme. Yet, despite the pervasiveness of darkness, the Creator's light continues to shine through. It flickers in acts of kindness, in moments of selflessness, in the enduring power of love that defies even the bleakest of circumstances. It reminds us that even in our darkest hours, we are never truly alone. The choice ultimately is ours. With every decision, every action, we tip the scales, shaping not only our own destinies, but also the world around us. The eternal struggle is not a battle to be won or lost, but a dance to be embraced. It is in the tension between these opposing forces that we discover our true nature, that we learn the meaning of compassion, and that we find the strength to rise above our baser instincts. For it is in choosing love over hate, forgiveness over vengeance, and hope over despair that we truly reflect the divine spark that resides within us all.